I have no habit of talking about people, but only I talk when I see someone talking ill about Christianity. This man, his name is, he calls himself Marmari, but his name is Robert Schliemann. He is not a member of the Assyrian Church of the East. He's never been member of the Assyrian Church of the East. We do not recognize his teachings. We completely forbid him from entering into any of our churches. He was ordained by the ancient Church of the East, by Metropolitan Mar Yaqub. Then he was defrogged. It means he was suspended from his church. Now he doesn't belong to no church.
I sent an email today to His Holiness on the 15th of August 2014, and a clarification and a reply to the 9 points that His Holiness saying that I have breached the canon laws of the church. شميقل قانون السن هادي قاية اتقيتا قطانقزة مورلي سماعة التلفون مت علاقة اتلا مت يصرت لا بقانون السن هادي قاية اتقيتا mobile phone, what has that got to do with church Saharical canon laws? Bimarele, assessment of the accusations according to church law. Number one, His Holiness is saying that Marmari is supposedly not allowed to live with his mother. He's not allowed to live with his mother according to the canon law of the church. I'm not allowed to live with my mother. I have to live in the church premises. Well, here is the reply to that point. The Council of Nicaea and the First Universal Council of the United Christian Church, convened by Emperor Constantine the Great in the year 325 AD, in the third rule of the council, it is stated, the Great Council has forbidden generally any bishop or presbyter or deacon and anyone else among those in the clergy the privilege of having a housemaid unless she is either a mother or a sister or an aunt or a person above suspicion. Canon 3 of the First Universal Council of Nicaea. I can live with my mom because the Nicene canon law is universal for Catholic, Orthodox, all churches. All churches. And I'm not sure if it's a crime to live with mom. Number two, that Marmari must supposedly attend every morning and evening prayer in public on a daily basis in the church. His Holiness is saying that I am not attending prayers evening and mornings in the church on a daily basis. I have breached the canon laws of the church. The Second Council, this is a reply to it, the Second Council of Constantinople declares in Rule 80 that a clergyman can only be held accountable if he is missing from the services, i.e. Holy Mass, not daily prayers. If he be a clerk, let him be deposed from office. But if he be a layman, let him be removed from communion. Canon 80 of the Second Council of Constantinople. But there is nothing mentioned, if he's a clergyman, let him be deposed from the church. No mention. And that's only if he misses the Holy Mass 3 weeks in a row. I never have. Number three, the accusation is that Marmari cannot wear the beruna or head covering. The beruna, this is the reply, the beruna is a very or a head covering, is a very important head covering, and it was also worn by the Assyrian holy monks of history like Saint Ephraim, Saint Ephraim the Great, Saint Isaac of Nineveh, and countless others of our beloved church. There is nothing odd or unacceptable about this, because it is the ancient practice of the universal church. Another allegation that Marmari is forbidden to use images of saints in his leaflets or in church. To clarify this point, my beloveds, Marmari is not the first clergyman to use images in leaflets or in church premises, as previously and until now has been seen the use of images and also statues. Let them take the statue of the Holy Mother from the Church of Mother Mary in Melbourne. And let them take all the pictures and icons of saints and crosses in the magazine that comes from Baghdad, Iraq itself, where the Patriarch resides, under the name of Ubqa, the horizon. Why is Marmari now all of a sudden a lawbreaker? Another accusation that Marmari is forbidden to run a charity to help those in need. There is nothing, now listen to this, there is nothing in church law that forbids charity funds. None whatsoever, because Jesus, he gave his life as a charity to win souls for eternal life. He sacrificed his life. There is nothing in church law that forbids charity funds. Another accusation that Marmari is forbidden from being in church hall for tea or coffee after Bible preach, so-called dinners and parties. There is nothing in church law. It is not a canon law. What has that got to do with having a coffee? There is nothing in church law to validate this accusation. In fact, servants of the word and of the table is biblical, my beloved. Refer to the book of Acts, chapter 6, verse 2. It's biblical, if anything. Another accusation that Marmari is forbidden to use words of endearment to members of his parish, especially women. Do you know what endearment means? Khayyi, ana khlapach, these kind of words. Words of endearment are a part of Australian culture anyway. And they do not reflect any real relationship, but are used even to complete strangers to show politeness and kindness of heart. There is nothing wrong with calling people darling, sweetie, or any such other term. God calls us to be loving, honorable human beings, not to be cold-hearted, miserable wretches. يعني المريقة خا هاي خي مودي ويلقون خا باب لما رقبرات وينقبرونه هاي خي. Another accusation that Marmari is forbidden to take his flock on tours to Jerusalem or to wave the Australian flag with them in the lanes of the holy city. There is nothing, absolutely nothing in church law that forbids a bishop from taking his flock on a guided tour through the holy city and the holy shrines of Jerusalem. Number 9, and the last accusation, that Marmari is forbidden to use a mobile phone and an earphone. There is nothing There is nothing in the church law that forbids a bishop from using modern technology such as mobile phones or earphones in order to communicate with his flock or to fulfill his duties as a bishop. Also, as a health hazard, placing the mobile phone on one's ear can lead to health problems.